Today, we're going to show you the heart of Sacramatic's religious education program, and that's your student record. So, students are located here on the menu. It's actually the first item. And when you go to that, you get an overview of the students, if they've been baptized, if they've had First Communion, etc., and what class they are in. You can also use this filter to look at previous years if you need to. And you could also say, I just want to see, for example, 8th grade class, right? Now, these class names are totally customizable. So whatever you call your classes in your religious education program will list here. So from this page, the student page, you can click on any student and go to the view record for that student. And you'll see right away, you get kind of an overview of sort of the most important things. Are they baptized? Have they had First Communion? And how many absences have they had this year? We have their parents' information here on the student record. We have registrations. So if they're in your program for 3 or 4 years, you'll see all of those listed here over time with what grade they were in. Also, there's a status on if their registration has been paid and some permissions that we capture when the parents register them. Also, you can click this and you will go over to the registration record, which we will cover in another video. Then you see their actual sacramental records with the date, the location, and you can actually upload their documents in PDF form, their baptism certificate, First Communion certificate, and eventually the confirmation certificate. You can also store their birth certificate on the record. You also have this thing called notes. And what happens is now we're going to go into the edit mode of the student record. This is where you enter all this information. You can choose their gender, what kind of student they are. So different religious education programs, churches do it differently. Sometimes the director of religious education is doing just for the church in a lot of cases, or they don't have a school, for example. But if the church has a school, then sometimes the DRE is doing both. And so we do have a way for you to indicate what kind of student it is. They're in your church program, your school program, or OCIA, which is now RCIA, and the church has become OCIA. So you would choose that. We have a place to indicate who they live with, both parents, mother, father, or legal guardian. Status, they're current. You might make them inactive if they drop out for some reason. If they go all the way and get confirmed, you can put graduated. And then school exclusions, this again is only if you as the DRE or the coordinator has students that you manage at their sacramental journey at the school too, because Catholic schools will have students that are attending that aren't Catholic, and in that case, they would be excluded. But unless you are also in charge of a school's students, you will just leave this blank. Don't even worry about it. Then we have the baptism status, no, or the 3 possible ways they could have been baptized. Now, if they're baptized Orthodox, the Orthodox usually give all 3 sacraments of initiation at the same time. So if they're baptized Orthodox, chances are they wouldn't actually be in the program. But we do have it listed there just in case some edge case comes up. Are they First Communion, yes or no? And anyway, you put in the dates here for each of those sacraments, and you put in where the church of baptism and First Communion, where it occurred. Here's your parents. And here's the notes field I talked about. We're going to show you how you see that later, but you can put notes on a student record. And then these are where you would upload your PDF files. Okay? So that is the overview of students. And before we end this video, just want to go down here to the notes report. And you'll see For each student, if there's a note, they will show on this report. If there's no notes, they won't show. It's a way for you to kind of remember things you need to remember and refer to from time to time. And there's actually notes on two different things on the student record, but you could also have a note on the registration record. We're going to explain the registration record in another video. But that is the overview of students in Sacramatic.